Listen to the Curtain Up Show live on Resonance 104.4 FM with me, Tim MacArthur, and
me, Nathan.
Too Irish. Go on.
No.
Nathan Matthews.
Wow, you're trying to do an Irish accent in the presence of two Irishmen, and it was terrible.
Who's Irish? Oh, yeah. I thought
he's real Irish. He's got the accent and everything.
He's got the real. I know. I don't understand why you don't have an Irish accent, Nathan Multimedia Matthews. Anyway, the Royal Academy, a musical theatre company, will celebrate its 20th anniversary on Sunday, the 30th of November, with a special one-off concert entitled Curtain Up at the Prince Edward Theatre in London's West End. Here to tell us more about it are two stars from the Royal Academy who will be taking part in the celebrations. West End stars Dame Shona White, of course, our guest presenter here on the Curtain Up Show, and frafee. Good afternoon. Welcome, Fra. You're a virgin to the Curtain Up Show. Welcome.
I am indeed, yeah. It's lovely to be here with you lovely folks.
Don't worry,
it's really Irish, isn't it?
They'll break you in gently.
Although, funnily enough, when I go back home, people will say that I'm very posh as well. It's funny, isn't it? You try to adapt to London, but yeah. To you guys, at least I haven't lost my accent.
When I go home, I slip into the Irish accent.
Do you?
Really?
I'd like to hear that.
I would like to hear that.
I literally can't do it. But if I'm at home, I'll walk into a shop. It's partly because I don't want anybody to hear me speaking with an English accent, because we're like, it's a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, and they just
would they knife you to death?
No, but wow.
Harsh.
No, but it's just kind of like that's probably the most exciting thing that would happen in our town in like a year if I wow, Tim. So I just try not to, just because I don't like to cause a fuss, really. So if I walk into the chipper to get something, then
into the chippy.
Into the chipper.
What's that?
Chip shop.
Anyway, not
anyway.
Chipper.
We're not
anyway,
here to talk about chips.
I know. So Shona White and frafee, you both trained at the Royal Academy of Music.
We did, yes.
Because they were obviously the Royal Academy of Music was known very much as its classical training scheme, and then 20 years ago they set up a musical theatre course.
Yes, Mary Hammond set up the one-year postgraduate musical theatre course. Actually, it started as a 2-year, and then they changed it pretty much straight away. I think I was there on the first year of the 1-year course, because I'm very old, so I was there quite at the start, a long time before Fra.
So
when were you there,
Fra? Our paths
Fra?
didn't necessarily cross at the academy.
Is there like a picture of Dame Shona White in like the toilet or something?
In the toilet?
Well, no, just like I wonder if do they have a wall of fame, a wall of fame?
I'm not necessarily. I don't think so. Not to my recollection.
You need to get on to Mary Hammond about that, Dame Shona White.
Yeah, but Mary was invited, I believe, by the Academy to set up the course, and it's gone from strength to strength, really. 20 years, I can't believe that it's actually reached this milestone. So it's very exciting to be celebrating it in this big gala next week.
The Prince Edward Theatre.
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock, yes. Please keep saying 4 o'clock, because I would have turned up at 8 or 7:30.
And is there lots of students from the Royal Academy performing?
Yeah.
Or just the successful ones?
There's a ton of us, aren't there?
There are a ton of us, yeah. There's myself and Fra, Stephen Ashfield.
Don't know who he is.
He just won the Olivier.
I know, I'm joking.
He's been here before.
I've seen his pants.
And then the current students will be there as well. Yeah. And then I believe a few more ex-students are coming back to be part of the throng.
Kate Graham, I think, is doing it as well.
Kate Graham.
Big huge choir has been set up, and lots of soloists are being invited back, and it's being accompanied by the Royal Academy Orchestra, so it'll sound gorgeous.
Yeah.
And there's the ex-students have gone on to do great things. It's got such a fab alumni. Two of my personal heroes. Hadley Fraser, who unfortunately I think is actually busy doing City of Angels next week, and Rachel Tucker, who's on Broadway at the moment, to the recent successes. But there's going to be a lot of us there next week.
There's a lot of you.
You've
all done very well, haven't you?
Well, it's a good course, I have to say. I mean, it was when I was there. I graduated in 1998, so it's quite a wee while ago. But it still has. I mean, it just goes from strength to strength, as Fra says. The reputation of the course and the quality of students coming out of the course is amazing. And I think it's because it's a 1-year postgraduate, so most people have done a course of some kind before they get there. And the thing that I found most beneficial about the Royal Academy course was that it completely refocuses all your disciplines, and just it just gives you some clarity, I think. And also another great thing about it is that all the live performances that the students are invited to take part in.
Absolutely,
so you're always meeting industry professionals that are right smack bang in the middle of it at the moment, you know. I mean, I was lucky enough to be in an Elton John concert at the Royal Albert Hall, you know, and this one's at the Prince Edward Theatre, which is fantastic. It's just great
John,
opportunities.
I think is one of the big ambassadors, because he originally was a student at the Academy.
Yeah, he's the patron.
Pianist, so he's a patron for the course.
I remember when Nigel Lilly, who's now, of course, a massive MD in London's West End and all over the country, he did the first year they did a musical directors course there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember he phoned me up one day saying, "Tim, can I borrow your tap shoes?" Because they make all the MDs do a tap class.
Do the classes that the actors are doing as well, so that they'll fully understand what actors, you know, going through what their sort of process is when learning something. And I think that's completely invaluable and very unique for a creative, like a musical director.
One thing that I notice when I work on a show and I kind of find a performer who I think is particularly talented vocally or just knows how to use their voice, they've been to the Royal Academy. And there's I don't know what it is, performers know how to use the instrument and they know how to look after their voice, and quite often get much better results when they're singing because of it. There seems just a completely different calibre, and I guess I don't know, because I don't know exactly what they teach you, but there is something about training at the Royal Academy where it's really about the sort of the very technical aspects of how you use your voice, how you work with it, and like you said, going back to the beginning and just focusing on everything.
Well, you do get
the
a lot
voice.
of individual attention. I mean, I don't know if it's exactly the same now, but when I was there, I had the best singing teacher, the best repertoire coach, you know, and you have one-on-one sessions with these people. You have one-on-one sessions with a voice teacher, Anne-Marie Speed. It's just incredible, the attention you get. It's
and it's
perfect.
interesting you talk about, you know, the technical aspects of, you know, using the voice. I believe Mary was one of the first practitioners to be focusing, you know, physiologically what's actually happening when you sing. So, and that's continued to be taught in the course. You're taught a lot about how to, as you say, look after your instrument and how to use it efficiently. But also, I think it's unique because as it's a postgraduate course, you have people from all walks of life that at some point then think, I'm going to become an actor. So you have people that have done medicine degrees and law at university. So they come at it at a slightly different approach. So in that way, it's quite individual. And that's why I liked it a lot.
It's interesting as well, because I remember Sarah Lark had a very successful career and did quite a few shows in town, and then she decided she would go back and train, and she went and did the 1 year course refocused her voice, and you know, she was in the Mamma Mia, and she's in Les Mis now.
She is in Les Mis, as they call it on Broadway.
Speaking of which, you yourself have done Les Mis both on stage and on screen. You were now I'm going to pronounce it right. Courfeyrac, is that correct?
Courfeyrac, that's right.
In the movie.
Yeah,
that must have been a crazy experience.
It was crazy. I loved it. I had the most amazing time. And
did you have a trailer?
I did. I had a trailer.
Oh, wow.
Touch him.
Somebody on the turn-up show had a trailer
name on it and everything. But I was very lucky because I just was the right age to be you know, considered for it. I was a student, and as such, we did quite a few weeks filming, because the students do all of the big, huge, revolutionary battle scenes. And it was extraordinary. We really sort of came together as a wee band of brothers, all of the students, and working with such unbelievable Hollywood talent. It was a great experience. Loved it. And, you know, that's there now. You know, no one can ever take that away. It was really great.
I'm coming back to the Royal Academy. Shona, what would be your favourite memory of being at the Royal Academy?
Oh, my goodness. That's a really hard question. Ooh, my favourite memory. Probably one of the most prevalent memories, I'm not sure if it's favourite, is on the first day you have to perform for everyone. I believe they still do that.
They still do
it's
scary.
Yeah, kind of fight or flight, really, isn't it? So that's one of my most prevalent memories. But I think what's happened in subsequent years are my best memories. For example, being invited by Mary Hammond to sing in the Elton John concert at the Royal Albert Hall because I went to the Royal Academy of Music. That's probably my favourite memory, if I'm allowed to have one since I left. Is that all right?
Yeah,
because I am old and my memory is going a bit, and so 1998 was a long time ago.
I can't remember last week. What about you?
Oh, you give me such ample time to think of something there, and I just was listening to you like an idiot. What a fool. Oh God, I have so many happy memories of it, but it was so contained. You know, it's 1 year, it flies by.
Yeah.
It all sort of seems like a bit of a whirlwind at the moment, to be perfectly honest. But I guess similar to what Shona was saying, feeling part of a family there. You know, my best friends that I now have in London, most of them were on the course with me, and only recently Mary asked me to do a masterclass she was doing for the Sondheim Society. So it's just to feel part of that unit is really, really special and very nice. But of course I had great memories. I cannot single one out. There are that many.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Curtain Up show.
Cheers.
And your concert, Curtain Up, is at the Prince Edward Theatre. It's on Sunday, the 30th of November at
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Don't forget, Fran.
For more information and to book tickets, visit delfontmacintosh.co.uk. That's delfontmacintosh.co.uk. Thank you to all our guests this week: Peter Tate, Deco Walmsley, Shona White, and frafee. And also, Shona, thanks for being our Loose Women co-presenter. I quite like that, Nathan.
No worries.
Next week, who's in the studio next week, Nathan Matthews?
Next week, we'll be joined in the studio by radio broadcaster and journalist Ed Seckerson, who'll be in conversation with West End star Daniel Boys at the Charing Cross Theatre on Sunday, the 14th of December. Also, Coleman Domingo and Forrest McClendon from the cast of Scottsboro Boys at the Garrick Theatre, and Graham Cole from White Christmas at the Dominion will also be popping in for a chat.
And Shona, you're singing Magic to Do, aren't you?
I am, from Pippin.
Are you going to be singing that in a Scottish accent?
Absolutely not.
Could you just say Magic to Do in Scottish?
Magic to Do. Can I just mention something very quickly?
Yes.
That the concert is to raise awareness of the course, but also to raise money for the student fund at the Royal Academy of Music. I was very, very lucky to receive a scholarship, and it's to help students like me live their dream.
Thank you very much.